Yeah, interesting game to talk about here at 6:40 Eastern on Tuesday night. Mariners, as of early here Tuesday afternoon, have not listed a starter. They're undecided, but we do have a line on this game because Skubal is going for the Tigers, who's had a pretty good season overall, and he was a guy a lot of people thought would be on the trading block. Detroit turned out not to be quite the sellers we thought they might be, but their season is pretty much over. They're 7 games below 500, 9 games back of a wild card spot now, despite winning their last game on Sunday. They returned home here off of 1 day's rest after a road trip. This is historically not a good situation for teams, especially as a dog. But right now, not knowing the Seattle pitcher, they do have Detroit as a slight $1.15 favorite. But I'm going to stay away from the side in this game because I don't think it's a great setup for Detroit, even though they'll probably have the better pitcher on the mound. We'll look at the over 7. This currently is 7 under 20. We're getting over 7 even money. Now, if this was in Seattle, it'd be a totally different story. We know how Seattle is one of the most pitcher-friendly parks, T-Mobile Park, very low-scoring ballpark the last several years. And, in fact, these teams just played a 3-game set there a week ago, August 6th through 8th. We saw 6 runs, 7 runs at 8-3 game. The totals were 7.5, 7.5, and 6, which is kind of strange. Now we get a 7 here because Skubal's on the mound. But I don't think it's going to be a great pitching effort by Seattle tonight, so I think Detroit can get some runs. And the Mariners can also get to Skubal. In fact, the first game after the trade deadline when he was not dealt had one of his worst starts of the season a week and a half ago when he gave up 5 runs in 6 innings. Bounced back with a decent start against Seattle last week in that August 7th game, 7 innings, 2 runs. But the Mariners just saw him last week, which gives them an edge here in the quick rematch. I think this total is too low. If it was in Seattle, it'd be a different story. But this game is in Detroit, which is more of a hitter ballpark. I like over 7 even money between Seattle and Detroit tonight at 6:40 Eastern.
As of now, on the WagerTalk live odds screen, we have not yet seen a starter. I think it's going to be George Kirby. Lawrence is confident it's going to be George Kirby. Kirby's an ace every bit as much as Skubal is, isn't he? Or is this a guy we might want to bet against in this spot? And given that these two hurlers just pitched a pitcher's duel in Seattle last week, wouldn't we expect more of the same here? Talk about the over with Kirby.
Yeah, first of all, I think they are pricing Kirby in at 7 to the under because he's a decent pitcher. I think this total is too low. So if he's not on the mound, the total is going to be higher. That's another reason I'd like to lock it in now if you get action. Most books back in the day, you always had to have listed pitchers on totals, but now it's kind of different everywhere. I actually like the fact that it's a quick rematch, Teddy. I mentioned that Seattle just saw Skubal, less than a week ago, and they didn't hit too well against him. I like these quick rematches. I don't, we talk about the zigzag in the NBA. You get a high-scoring game, you get a low-scoring game when you have the home-and-home rematches real quick. I think the fact that the hitters are more familiar with them second time around, I actually like the over more for that reason. So I'd have no problem with Kirby on the mound. He's got a 3.0 ERA. He's having a solid season, but that's also why we're getting over 7 even money, which is a very nice number. Great special this week at WagerTalk.com. A great special right now where you buy 3 days, you get 7 days. Yeah. So it's basically buy 3, get 4 more days for free. For the price of 3, you get a full week, and that is all sports, every play, every day for the next 7 days and nights. I'm on a 53-34 baseball run the last 2 months. I've got a strong steamroller blowout tonight. And don't forget, I also post a free play every day on my page at WagerTalk.com. Also, like, subscribe, and consider clicking that bell for instant alerts. I'll have free baseball videos up each day this week. And right around the corner, my NFL Fade the Public, college football top 25s. Click the bell when you subscribe here on WagerTalk TV.